Pretty unfortunate loss, but yeah. By any means, this was definitely not A plus. I will say on the lower time frame when you're just looking at this 1 minute time frame, this looks absolutely phenomenal, right? It looks like how could the fuck could this fail? But when you account for the higher time frame and just conditions, you'll see why this isn't an S tier setup. But anyways, it's pretty late. It's not in terms of time, but in terms of the recap, it's the 26th on a Sunday. This trade was on Thursday on the 23rd. So, luckily I got everything in the back of my mind, so this should be relatively quick. Let me see anything else before I get this started. And my fucking mouse, every time I start recording, for some reason, TradingView just wants to fuck up. Some stupid reason. Where are we at? This is Friday. Okay, now getting started on the market open. Let's see. So the higher time frame. Alright, you can see we're clearly bearish. Okay, we're just heavily displacing lower towards these lows here. Seems to me we're going to inverse this 4-hour gap. If we scale down to the hourly, you can see we've already inversed these gaps over here to the left. My fucking mouse, bro. Why is this shit still breaking, bro? I don't understand. This is so fucking annoying, bro. I just waste so much time on this stupid fucking... TradingView is genuinely so annoying. Anyways, back on the hourly, you can see that inversing these gaps to the left, clearly heading towards the sell side. Now, this is the most major sell side, alright? This is much more important than this random intermediate 15-minute low, right? We have this 15-minute low, and then after that, it's just this weekly, previous week low from last Friday, right? This was the main DOL here, but it already gets hit, okay? You can see here, if we turn that off, this sell side already got hit by just maybe a couple points. So, seeing that happen, and then seeing how we've got this huge, about I think it's like 600 points, let's say, see from previous Thursday, so we'll just do from this Asia high down here, it's about 600 points to the downside, so we have a huge move overnight. Okay, and then this leg here that we've created, it's just massively overextended. There's no pullback. The reason we don't mark this high to this high is because this didn't manipulate into anything. We didn't tap into into premium, sorry, or anything like that. So that's why we take into account the entire move. So now that that's said and done, we can kind of already assume that this price action isn't going to be the best. The only continuation short, because this is a pretty high resistant low, if you ask me. This is going to be high resistance since, I forgot all that shit was going to pop up. But yeah, the reason it's high resistant is, like I said, we've already, swept this low, so, and we're just, like I said, we're just really overexpanded. So now what I would want to see when putting in a high resistant low like that, like if we, huge move lower, sweeping out sell side, instead of just getting the first continuation like that, what I would want to see is something like this, right? Huge move lower, come up, generate, manipulate, and then get that continuation short. That's what I would really want to see. So coming into the day, we honestly, mind you, this is that 15-minute intermediate low that I just showed just a couple seconds ago, so keep that in mind because it's going to be important for this. So market open, we have this insane stack. This looks worse than a bank holiday. Okay, I don't know what this was from. Huge stack of accumulation. And off open, manipulate lower, giving that 3 candle sequence entry for market open Judah swing. We sweep that intermediate low. Now that we've taken that low, there's really nothing else to target in terms of sell side. The next low is just this sell side right here, okay? And it's pretty far. It's about 260 points. It's not that far, but considering that we had, like I said, like a 600-point move overnight, that's definitely going to be something we got to look out for. Now, we do have a 15-minute gap right here. All right, so we'll mark that out. 15-minute gap up there, 15-minute up here, 15-minute right there. Go on the 5-minute, we'll probably see some other gaps. We got this 5-minute up here, which I'll mark out. 5-minute up here, lines with that 15-minute, another 5-minute up there, up here. So we can kind of expect a rebalance. Now, if there was no, I don't know, it depends. There has to be a good break-even point. Right here, there's a lot of accumulative lows that, you know, are leading up to these unfilled gaps, and we get presented that 30-second. Bang, this ends up getting break-even, then runs up higher. Yeah, this honestly, it's more of a pattern trade for sure. There's no higher time frame narrative. It's just assuming we're going to pull back. This is definitely not the best setup in my opinion. Didn't take it, but I mean, it looked pretty clean. We end up running up higher. We hit this 15-minute gap. We fall short of EQ of this range. Okay, if the range that we put in here, all right, from this low down here up into this high, we fail to hit EQ. We do tap the 15-minute gap, and then we open up this unfilled 5-minute. Right, you can see right there, no wick to the downside. That's what DD represents. Okay, I know it's, you know, people refer to it as the devil's mark or whatever, but I guess the new name's gonna be the devil's dick. I don't know why the fuck we named it that, but yeah, it's gonna be devil's dick. This is so retarded. We're just gonna put it as DD, so it won't take up too much space. But anyways, really good target here. We did manipulate higher. All right, and then we tapped into a key level, which would be those 5-minute, the 15-minute, etc. This 30-minute, I assume, as well, that we hit. And then we give, it's just a pattern trade, in my opinion. That's why I didn't take it. Boom. And not only is it just a pattern trade, the reason it's a pattern trade is because, I mean, let's see. This low technically is protected. It's high resistant, and there's really not much LR leading up to it. Now, it would have been way, way, way different if we put that low in and then started generating. Okay, the magnet's fucking it up, but yeah. Just know the only thing here that's a good target is this 5-minute, unfilled 5-minute, and the devil's mark, right? That's literally the only thing which makes the setup relatively good. Everything else is just bullshit, okay? Ends up delivering, hits this more discounted 5-minute down here, bounces up, hits break even, runs back lower. Let me take this off. So yeah, there's just nothing happening, right? We give a pullback higher, we give a pattern trade long here off this 1-minute. And again, this is a high resistant high since we manipulated higher. Yes, we have an unfilled, not unfilled, we have an untapped equilibrium up here. This high just shot us lower, so there's no LRLR leading above there, so we can't go long there. It's just, again, another pattern trade. We end up manipulating lower, which this isn't a bad short, it's more discretionary. Since we did pull back into a discount of this range and then ran lower, this I could definitely see being a pretty decent short, right? Targeting 1-to-1, whatever you want to target. But yeah, price just ends up chopping. There's really nothing to look forward to. Like I said, what I was looking forward to was, you know, pull back higher into disc or to premium, hitting some type of key level, and then forming LR here. But we're not doing that. We keep breaking past these lows every single time. Boom, we have a low here, break past it. Low here, break past it. Low here, I'm expecting for that to get broken past, right? Now, one thing I do notice is, because I'm not even looking at the charts at this point in time, I'm just like playing chess on my phone, I'm watching TikTok, and then as I'm about to put my shit up, you know, go hit the gym, I look one time at my laptop and I see this getting formed, and I'm like, okay, this is A+ as fuck, at least on the lower time frame. If we sweep this 930 sell side here and give a huge reaction, mind you, I literally told myself, if we don't give this like a reaction instantaneously, or dude, why is my chair making so much noise? If we don't get like an instantaneous reaction or just great displacement to the upside, I'm not gonna take it, right? And boom, here we start stalling, and then we have sell side or LRLR getting generated on the sell side. We end up taking that out here. Boom, we hit the sell side. Not the best rejection wick, but here was my, you know, one thing I really liked about this was the 2-minute that we opened up would be closing at the same time as the 1-minute. So if that happened, that would have been, you know, a no-brainer for me. Bam. Entered slightly before just because I saw the displacement higher. 2-minute and 1-minute closed at the same time. So I got that 2-minute IFEG and the 1-minute IFEG. Another thing we got is just a really big displacement candle to the upside. Almost a 100-point move off of just one singular candle. Really, really, really good there. We got a change in state right here. All right, not here, but up here we got a change in state. Okay. I don't know why I don't have it up there. Change in state. huge displacement, IFEG. Not only that, but we also got a break of structure. I don't use break of structures much, but we got a break of structure right there. And then we had just all this LR up here. And, I mean, it's just very, very simple, right? You have your accumulation. You don't fall for any of these moves. Every time we come up and look like we're about to sweep or take out LR, you don't fall for them until we manipulate into, some type of key level. And then that's when we can expect for this LR to get ran, which is exactly what happened here, in my personal opinion. Now, like I said, it's just a lack of higher time frame narrative and structure. I mean, we did hold respect of this 15-minute gap here. We swept that sell side. We swept all this sell side. We're due for a rebalance. We edged equilibrium here, so I was like, you know what? I'm not even aiming for this high up here just because it seems kind of protected to me, or high resistant, I should say. I'm mostly aiming for this LR here, and then just, holding for 1-to-1. That's really all I am looking for. And then I didn't mind targeting up here just because we left EQ hanging up here, so that's why I personally didn't, mind putting TP up here. Now, this reversal point seemed, why this looked A+ to me was because, for one, major LR generated here. We do have a decent DOL up here, I say. We have this high that leads up to EQ, and then we resweep this low, right, with a sharp move lower, and it's not just any low, but it's the 930 low. Okay, it's a really volatile price point. It's the only sell side we really have here, and then the final nail in the coffin for me was just this huge displacement higher. We don't see that anywhere here. I mean, we do get a huge displacement lower here, but again, we're just generating LR. Here we actually have that manipulation lower. Okay, you can clearly see here's the accumulation. All right, I can't even fucking show you. Here's the manipulation, and then the distribution is just so fucking obvious. This looks so textbook. Kind of just yapping here, so let me just get through this. And then yeah, this ends up, I figured we could break past this high, and then I would like to go break even. What the fuck just happened? But yeah, I was kind of struggling on figuring out what I want to go break even at. I really wanted to see just a close past this high, not a wick above it, but a close past it, and then I'd go break even. I didn't want to go break even too early here off, just sweeping this high, just because I wanted to give this room to breathe, right? Ranging from this high to down here, the reason why my stock was below here is because we have another devil's dick right there. We have this order block right here down there, and then I just wanted to give this room to breathe. Maybe once, retest EQ, maybe hit OTE, and then push higher, but unfortunately for me, none of those above happened. Ended up just running straight to stop loss. And then from here, bunch of bullshit. Yeah, at this point in time, it's already 11. But to recap and summarize everything, do I regret taking this trade? Absolutely not. This is a beautiful trade, in my opinion. Yes, it lacked the higher time frame, structure and narrative, but it was definitely worth a try, seeing how A+ this 1-minute structure looked. Right, this just looked way too good not to at least try. I will say there was a 30-second. If you took the 30-second, you would have gotten break even. All right, here's that 30-second. You would have for sure gotten break even off this internal high, but yeah, fortunately for me, that was not what I did. I took the 1 minute. Yeah, very, very solid trade. Let me see if there's anything else I'm missing out on here. Pretty good AMD, great displacement, good targets above. Yeah, literally the only takeaway from here is just that higher time frame structure. This shit just looks so chopped and so ass. Oh my gosh. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, or this recap, whatever. I gotta do a week recap, and I really don't feel like doing that. Yeah, I cannot believe this shit lost. That was really fucking unfortunate. But anyways, that's gonna be it, and I'm out. Peace.